Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Derek here, and today we're going to be playing Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening. I'll let the intro scroll. It shouldn't take too long. So I've been... After the announcement of the remake, I figured why the hell not start this, because this is one of, if not my favorite Zelda game in the entire franchise. Because it just took a lot of, the same Zelda formula, but with a bit of a twist. I've had... See, there's Marin. She finds Link after... Now, supposedly, this takes place... I don't know if the Zelda timeline is the same anymore with this, but this supposedly was supposed to take place after Link to the Past. Because Link, after he saved Hyrule, went on a new journey. Sorry, I've had a lot of technical difficulties trying to get this to work. That Super Nintendo or Super Game Boy clock mod that I did has been giving me a little bit of issues. I think I finally fixed it. I don't think it was it might have been my installation that caused issues. I think it might be the crystal oscillator might be kind of wonky. I might have to just get a new one and fix it. But, and I've had other ways of trying to do this. I have the Game Boy player, but I don't want to use wireless controller. Or I don't want to use the regular Game Boy controller, I should say, or the GameCube controller. And then I'm not going to spend money on one of the Hori ones because those are ridiculously expensive. And, I bought the Super Game Boy. I want to use that. I'm using my 8-bit Do wireless controller because my setup's all over there. So having the Hori controller run all the way over here would be a pain. Plus, like I said, I'm not spending the money for it. What a relief. I thought you'd never wake up. You were tossing and turning. What? Zelda? No, my name's Marin. You must still be feeling a little woozy. You're on Koholint Island. Good to know. Follow the lane south to reach the beach where I found you. Since you washed ashore, lots of nasty monsters have been in the area, so be careful, okay? Yeah, and I could use... I tried emulators. It wasn't working right. I tried my friggin' Retron. That was giving me issues, although I think it really needed just a restart, but regardless, it's working now. Plus, like I said, I wanted the Super Game Boy because I have a border and everything like that, and it is technically a bit of a simpler way. I didn't need to do the clock mod to be like 100%, but I wanted it to play at the proper speed. Well, Link, you finally snapped out of it. My name's Terran. Hope you're feeling better. What? How did I know your name? You think it's weird, eh? Well, I saw it on the back of this shield. Hooray! You got your shield back. You can use it to flip enemies. Oh yeah, so I also did another mod to the Super Game Boy because I don't know if you noticed in the video where I left the example of the clock speed being different. There's a huge amount of audio noise. So it turns out that there was another mod that I had to... Well, I didn't have to do. I chose to do. It's called the Pro Sound mod, which is literally just wiring up a headphone jack into the Super Game Boy itself. And you could do that with the original Game Boy too. Like you just wire, instead of using the bass sound amp, you just wire the audio in and out. And it cleaned up all of my audio issues. So I haven't said it yet, but since I have the shield now, the big draw with this game is you can pick which weapon goes in which slot. So I can use A or B for whichever items that I end up getting. And this carried over to the other two Game Boy Color games. But I'll just grab the sword and we'll go from there. I'll keep rambling. Hoot, hoot. So you are the lad who owns the sword. Now I understand why the monsters are starting to act so violently. A courageous lad has come to wake the windfish. It is said that you cannot leave the island unless you wake the windfish. You should now go north to the mysterious forest. I will wait for you there, Hoot. Here comes one of my favorite bits in the entire game. I love this. You found your sword. It must be yours because it has your name engraved on it. Just right to the theme. Right to the overworld theme. I freaking love this game. So yeah, as frustrated as I have been for the past, I was trying to film this last week. And man, was I having issues. But starting this game, man, just puts a smile on my face. Because this is, without a doubt, I'm actually going to fix that. This is without a doubt, like I said, this is one of my most favorite Zelda games. I mean, I could say that about a lot of the Zelda games, especially the 2D ones. Because I love all the Game Boy games. This and the 2 Game Boy Color games are just hands down some of my favorite games ever. And a lot of it has to do with just overall nostalgia, but at the same time, they're just wonderfully crafted games. Alright. I found a secret seashell. If you collect a lot of these, something good is bound to happen. Yep, that's how you get the upgraded sword, which you catch 21 of them. Alright, so I'm going to... yeah, because I like the item system in this. The items they give you are really good. This is the first game that actually... well, wait, no. This is the second game that gives Link the ability to naturally jump. Albeit with an item, but you can still actually jump to add a bit of verticality to your playstyle. I want to try and get... okay. I'm going to get at least 20 rupees if I can. Because I'm going to start the trade sequence. This was the game that actually started the idea of a trade sequence in Zelda. Because you can get... you kind of have to do it. Because you won't get the puzzle. Well, you won't get what you need to access the last dungeon if you don't do it. Come on, I need 3 more rupees. You're gonna be that stingy on me? Stupid grass. Really? This game's being stingy on me. There's one. Ugh. Now, I had played through this part already, up to the first dungeon. But like I said, I had issues. I had huge desync issues with the audio and video. I didn't really play for that long. But it wasn't just my talking voice. It was the game audio became horribly distinct. And I've gone through... oh, I have 20 rupees. I've gone through enough of that where I don't ever want to have to deal with that again. The capture software, because I use a different capture software than I usually do. I use the one that came with my Elgato, and I typically use XSplit to capture games, because it also captures my mic input and puts it all in one file, which is really convenient, so I can just split the files up, or split the audio tracks up. Okay, let me restart. It puts all of the game audio and my mic audio into the same file in different tracks, so I can split the tracks up and adjust the levels equally, so my voice comes through louder, and if I need to do any post-processing or anything like that, which I typically do, it makes it a lot easier for me to be able to handle handle it in post. So I'm not like, I don't have a separate audio file for my mic that I have to line up with my video, with the camera, and it just makes it a lot easier. Plus, I would always have desync issues because if you go look up guides, there's like plenty of, if you're not recording at the right bit rate or, the right frequency or something like that, then it causes all sorts of things. So that's the Yoshi doll. I go give it to somebody else. I'm going to see if I can't grab the that little pouch. I don't really need the money right now. Alright, so I'll just wait till it comes around. So that saves me a whole lot of headache. I don't get it. No, I didn't get it. Aww. Got a heart. I knew I went too early. I should have gone one before. No big deal. It's not like I can't get the... It's not like I can't get the magic powder. That's magic powder. Not like I can't get that anyways. So, yeah. But, again, too many desync issues, and the game audio and game video were, like, horribly desynced, and it just takes too much time to fix that. Granted, I didn't really play for too long. All right, so let's go. Oh wait, I'm gonna go take care of part of the trading sequence up to where I need to get to. There's Marin. Talk to her. I think she just sings. She kind of gives. If you talk to the NPCs, they'll give you little hints and like little bit tidbits of what you need to do here and there. Oh, will you give me that doll? Will you give that doll to my baby? Yes. Oh, thank you. You're a kind and generous person. I'll give you this in return. Bow. You traded the Yoshi for a bow. Maybe you can trade the ribbon for something else. Yes, I can. So, now that I've gotten that rant out of the way and things are seemingly running well enough, I can start talking more about this game that I absolutely adore. I got this, I think, pretty much right when it came out in, 93? Yes, I will give you the dog. I will give you the bow in order to have the dog food. Thank you. You exchange the bow for dog food. It's full of juicy beef. Yeah, so I pretty much right when this came out, and then the Game Boy was pretty much my console of choice because we had an NES and we had a Super Nintendo, obviously, as I've stated since I played these games before, growing up. I think the NES was jointly ours, like a present for me and my brother, my older brother. But then my older brother bought himself a Super Nintendo right around when that came out. What's that you have? It's canned food. For heaven's sake, man. For heaven's sake, man. Give me that dog food, please. He's hysterical. What should you do? Give. Oh, thank you. I'll take that. Crunch, crunch. All right, munch, munch. Close enough. That was great. I know it's not fair trade, but here's some bananas. Yum. Okay. So that concludes this part for right now. So he got the Super Nintendo for himself. So he, growing up with multiple consoles, or growing up with consoles and being a sibling, my parents tried to make sure that they got fair, me not being, I don't know what, when the Super Nintendo came out, 91, I was 6, 5 or 6 when it came out. No, 6 or 7. I didn't have the concept of full concept of ownership. I just figured since it was there and we had it. So my parents tried to make sure that he was generous in letting me play it, but the Game Boy, that was mine. I got that. Come to think of it, I don't even remember when I got my Game Boy. I just knew I had one, and it was mine. I had the fanny pack and everything like that, and I think I had one of those magnifier things. But this was one of the games that I would play immensely and loved this game to death. Hoot! Ho, brave lad, on your quest to wake the dreamer. Welcome to the mysterious woods. Much of mystery you will find on this uncharted Koholint Island. I'm afraid you may find it a trifle difficult to leave this island while the windfish naps. By the by, have you ever visited the Tail Cave, which is south of the village? Go there with the key you find in this forest. The windfish is watching. Hoot. Yeah, so, as I was saying, this was one of the games. I had a decent amount of games for the Game Boy, and, you know, borrowed some from various friends and whatnot. But there's so much. Being able to take this on the go and just play it and discover all the little secrets and stuff like that. And now, since I know where pretty much everything is in this game, I can blast through it very quickly. Don't you start with me. Yeah, I got more monies. And, yeah, with this being... This is, I think, really the first Zelda game that I beat without any sort of assistance, as far as I can remember. So that's why it also holds a special place to me, because it's like, I'm pretty sure this is the one that I beat without, you know, like, my brother or my cousin or anybody kind of looking over my shoulder. And, you know, kind of giving me hints here and there on what I need to do, or asking around for any sort of help or anything like that. And the reason I'm playing the original version and not the DX version is just because, again, that goes in the nostalgia factor. Not that I don't like the DX version, because there really is no difference aside from it being in color and it having the special dungeons. I just didn't really care that much for the DX version, because it didn't really add anything that wasn't already of value to me. And I know more people probably played the DX version. But I never really cared for it. That's why I was a little miffed when it came out on the 3DS Virtual Console, or when it came out on Virtual Console in general. It was the DX version. I was like, why couldn't it just be this? But I understand, because that's the more recent one. That's the upgraded one, and they tend to go with that. All right, so I got this mushroom. I traveled over to give it to this lady. Sleepy told Soul, it does. We'll mix it up into something. We'll mix it up something in a jiffy, we will. She gives me the magic powder if I don't get it from the crane game. It's ready. Take this. Take care, as there's not much there. Why not try a bit in my hut? And then I can just use that. This is the nice little sprinkle on a variety of things. So she said try it. You can sprinkle it on whatever. I think you can sprinkle the wrap, but I don't feel like doing that. But that's the nice little, hey, it gives you a way to light dark rooms, which is also puzzle solve. So this game does a lot of show not tell, or good reinforcement as far as, like, you know, here's how you use this item, or here's how you can possibly use these items. Yeah. That's one of the things I hate, is if you go up to a rock when you're not wearing the power bracelet, it will always say this. It's too heavy to lift. Yeah, there are some things where you interact with, and it will give you the prompt every time instead of just once. But that's a minor annoyance. I'm not going to talk the game too much from that. Alright. Oh, I wanted to talk to him first, but it's alright. Pow! Hey, look! It's Marin. The last thing I can remember was biting into a juicy toadstool. Then I had the darndest dream. I was a raccoon. Yeah, Sounds strange. I'm not sure it was fun. And then he goes back. But I got my key out of this. Got the tail key. Now you can open the tail cave gate. I keep forgetting that he shows up like every time. Hoot! Take the key and go to the tail cave. Retrieve the instrument that is hidden there. Go now. The wind fish is waiting. Hoot. But this was a not a, I wouldn't say ballsy idea, but this was a different direction they decided to take. You know, you're not out saving the princess. Link's just on his own little adventure. Without, you know, there's no consequence to what's going on, but it doesn't have like the same rush feeling of like gravity and rush that you need from the other Zelda games, where it's like, you know, you're on this important quest. It's just like, okay, Link's stuck here. How do I get out? But they did a great job with the environment in this game. Oh, I automatically went for my shield, and making it feel unique enough, but not overly, I don't know what I'm saying. They did a great job with the world building and a lot of the environmental storytelling in this game, which you have to do in a Game Boy game if you really want to try and tell a story. Got the compass. Now you can see where the chests and Nightmare are hidden. This compass has a new feature. A tone will tell you if a key is hidden in the room when you enter. It's not just a key. It should have said treasure, because anytime there's a chest or something like that in the room. So when I walk through here, hey, guess what? It tells me that there's something here. There's also obvious button is obvious button. Really, Link? Click. There we go. Another small key. I can use it to unlock doors. Now this dungeon is obviously by far the easiest and the quickest to get through, seeing as how it is the first dungeon. More money. I got 20 rupees. Oh, this game also has a cap out too. With the you can hold. Oh no, wait. You can do that in Zelda 1. 999 rupees, which you need to get one of the items later. All right, so they did the same thing. I don't have any bombs, but obviously there's a clear wall that can be cracked. You can hear a difference between clinking on them, but not unlike most of the rest of the Zelda games, it doesn't always show you where the cracks are, because there are some times where there's some context clues, like you'll see an opening on another side of a wall, or you know, in a different room, because you'll like walk kind of on the next level up. You'll see like a hole in one side but not on the other, or there'll be like, you know, two of those little statue guys or something like that, or a couple candelabras right on the wall spaced next to each other for, you know, like a door shape. So it'd be one here and one here, but there's just a wall there, or sometimes like a path that leads to it. So it's smart little storytelling like that like there might be something there if you bother to try to attack, or to bomb, I should say, not attack. Damn it. You know, similar Zelda tropes there. You got your what's it called? Your push the block to get your thing. And this was the fun little thing they added, was when you go into tunnels in the when you go downstairs in the game, it puts you into a little side-scrolling Zelda 2 style little adventure. You got the Rock's Feather. Feels like your body is a lot lighter. Such a very mediocre explanation. But yes, now Link can jump And I pretty much exclusively have this on for the majority of the game from here on out, because it is the most versatile thing you can have. Because this makes traversal a lot different. Because, you know, Zelda 1 or Zelda 2, obviously you could jump because, you know, that was kind of the point. You know, it's a side scroller. Not being able to jump is a little stupid. Alright, so over here's the Nightmare Cave. I'm probably going to be done this dungeon in the next couple minutes. Because like I said, this dungeon is very short. It's a very introductory dungeon. You got the Nightmare Key. Now you can open the door to the Nightmare's lair. I'm probably going to keep these episodes a little short. I mean, relatively short. I'll try and get through at least maybe a dungeon a game, depending on... Unless once I start heading towards the end and I'm starting to do more side questy stuff. But I don't expect this game taking more than, like, maybe 10 episodes. This game's very short. I could go up there and grab that thing up there, but I kind of don't need to. It's just another, the hint system deal. Yeah, so you get a mini-boss, and when you get the mini-boss, you get a portal that warps you back to the beginning of the stage, or if you die, you can take that back to get a little bit more progress to where you were. I don't need to take that because that's for if I fall off the boss stage right here. Buzz, buzz, outsider. So, they do recycle, Whoa, 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 whoa. Same thing happened to me last time I was recording this. I don't know why I died to him so fast. Is it not playing as defensively as I usually do, I guess? Buzz, buzz outside. Yes, 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 yes. Alright, that was my fault. That was totally my fault. Alright, and instead of collecting Triforce pieces, you're collecting 8 instruments to complete the full symphony for the Ballad of the Windfish. You got the full moon cello. Swamp. A path opens. In the blooms. Alright, so I go through here. Talk to the owl again. Hoot. That is an instrument of the sirens. I have to admit, at first I did not believe you were real. That instrument, along with the 7 others in the set, has the power to wake the windfish. You must collect them all. I was instructed to give you directions. Your next goal is north, in the Goponga Swamp. Hoot, indeed. Alright, so they want me to go back north. And next comes the little dilemma. As soon as I go through the village, there's going to be a bit of a problem. It's the boys. Hey, buddy. It's serious. Yeah, really serious. Yeah, it is. The moblins came to the village. Yeah, that's right. A whole gang of moblins. Then, it's for real. They all went to the house. Yeah, that house. And then they did something at Bow Wow's house. It was a really bad scene. With the moblins. Sorry. So, I mean, it might be faster to find out for yourself what happened. So I go to Bow Wow's house. Which I will start... Actually, I'll go take care of that right now. What's up? It's terrible. My Bow Wow was dognap. Moblins. Oh, please, somebody help my poor Bow Wow. So, now I'm supposed to go save Bow Wow. Which I think I'm going to do in the next episode. So, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for listening to my ramblings about the pain of trying to get this game to work. But if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button. If you're new here, go ahead and subscribe. If you have any suggestions for games you'd like to see me play in the future, go ahead and leave them down in the comments below. But until then, I'll see you guys in the next one.